Hey everyone, how you doing today inside the world of real estate? And today we have Ricardo Burton, and he is from Charleston, South Carolina, and he's going to tell us all about the area and all about himself. So welcome to our show. How are you today?
What's up, Barry Allen? I'm pretty good, pretty good. It's cold in here, so my hands are starting to get tingly and stuff.
It's that air conditioning, right?
First world problems, you know how we do.
Yes. Anyway, so let's go right into it. What is your background? So tell us about your family, your upbringing, your schooling, growing up. Where have you lived, and what brought you to Charleston?
Yeah, so Charleston, and mostly everyone is going to say the same thing. So I'm born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. So I've been down in Charleston for the past 6 years. Before my real estate career, I was in software sales. So I was at IBM for 8 years, Oracle for 4 years, SugarCRM. I actually started SugarCRM the same day I got my real estate license. Wow. So I was dual career for the first 11 months of being in real estate. And I know a lot of people like, when are you going to leave your job? I had no interest or no thoughts of leaving. I was always, always grinding and wanted to do what's best for my family. And software sales, even though I was making six figures, it just wasn't enough for our lifestyle. I love to make sure to give my kids and my wife things that we didn't have. Well, my kids, what me and my wife didn't have growing up. So, whenever they needed something, whether it's for sports or anything, I always wanted to make sure that I provided the resources they needed in order to, see the success, but also be able to become independent, because we're not always going to be there.
That's right. How old are your kids?
Yep. My daughter's 11. She's in gymnastics. So she's in level 7 gymnastics, and my son is 13. So RJ, Ricardo Burton Jr. and Carolina Burton, athletes. Me and my wife were athletes. I played football, basketball, track, and my wife played soccer. So, we came down here, and like I said, the way that we came to Charleston, we were visiting Myrtle Beach on our way home. Our flight got canceled out of Charleston to go back up to New Hampshire, and we ended up staying downtown. But we went to Mount Pleasant to Shem Creek and had dinner on the water.
Yes. It's like you fall in love when you go there, right?
Seeing the dolphins, the pelicans, just people watching and everything, seeing the boats pass by, people paddleboarding. We were here 3 months later.
Wow, that's amazing. What an amazing story.
I mean, it was.
So where did you go to college? Like you said, you played football, and did you meet your wife in college, or you guys?
I met my wife during college. Me and one of her friends went to school together. So I walked on the football team at the University of New Hampshire Wildcats in 2002 when I graduated high school. Date myself. And I played there for 3 years. I was a redshirt freshman. And then actually 2 years. And then I transferred to Endicott College, which is a D3 school in Beverly, Massachusetts. So went back to Massachusetts, focused more on my education, but still playing football, sport that I love. And, I met her through one of our mutual friends that she went to high school. And she didn't go to high school with her, but she grew up playing soccer with, and she introduced us, and we've been together ever since 2005.
That's amazing. What a great story. I'm an athlete too. So
there you go.
I'm a little older than you though.
So age ain't nothing but a number. Time we live it.
Exactly. I played soccer and ran track too.
Yep.
So in college.
I love track. Yeah.
So So I was a sprinter, but my favorite race is like the 400 meters, 600 meters.
Oh, that is
that's like the worst race ever.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a hard race. You have to have a lot of grit. So I'm seeing from your background in software, say that 10 times in sales, your background of being on a team, being in sports, being disciplined, and having children that are in that age of sports everywhere, that you're able to relate to everyone that's moving to the area of Charleston.
Exactly.
And I love that because you have so many life experiences to dig into to help every type of client. So I love that.
Exactly.
There you go.
And yeah, I mean, like whenever I tell people that I'm a realtor or people that know me, they're like, "This is what you meant to be doing all this time." Like, I went to school for psychology. I'm not.
Well, aren't you a Oh, wait. Okay, wait a second.
Yes.
You're a realtor. You're a psychiatrist. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Like being a hairstylist, then you're a psychologist as well.
There you go. Go into real estate. Forget about being a business major. Just study psychology, because you'll deal with everyone's stressful situations and you just make it sound. So what I see from you too is you're very calm. You're very calm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so that you can take someone and you can just really help them through the stress of buying a house, because it is very stressful. All right. So let's, so we went through like why you decided to go into real estate. So tell us about the areas that you service. Let's start there.
Yeah. So I live in Summerville, South Carolina. So I live in Cane Bay, which is it goes back and forth between Nexton, the number 1 and 2 massive planned communities in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
When all said is done, we'll have about 15,000 homes in Cane Bay. So we have about 26 subsections within the one big subdivision. Golf cart communities. So we bring our kids to school in the golf cart. So that's a whole different aspect of life that people are getting used to being here in Summerville. So, we can travel anywhere between 3 to 6 miles away from our home. I mean, there's obviously rules and regulations that people, as long as we're staying on the golf cart path, it's safe and, very family driven. We have a lot of military families here in Charleston. So, a lot of people moving 2-3 years, and whether it's they're making an investment home and building generational wealth, or a lot of long-term rentals, short-term rentals, and, people relocating to have the better life. Coming from New Hampshire and Boston, our property taxes were anywhere between $12,000 to $22,000 a year. Coming down here, it's $1,900 a year. So
So we're going to dig into that, because that's a very important piece of the puzzle that I always talk about people. So there's like 15,000 homes. What are the price ranges in the homes? Like, where do they start? Where do they, because you probably have different sections,
of course,
different price points. So where do they start? Where do they kind of go from?
Yeah. So whether you're looking at a single family attached home, or a townhome, you're looking to start, say 3 beds, 2 baths, or 2 beds, 2 baths. You're looking to start anywhere between $280, with the appreciation going up here because of all the structures being built in regards to schools and restaurants and shopping areas. A lot of appreciation is much higher than anywhere else in the country, being in the greater Charleston area. So, you going from a townhouse starting at 280 to 300, maybe an in unit that's 1,900 square feet will go for probably 320 or so. Then you go up to the single family detached homes, say a 3-bedroom, 2 baths, you can be, 420, 450.
How much square footage? Approximately.
So let me correct that. 3 beds, 2 baths, about 1,700 square feet. You're looking at 370 to start.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a lot of new construction here. So that literally decreases.
I love selling new constructions. I don't know about you, but I love selling new constructions.
I love it as well.
Even when people come and they go, I only want to resell, I don't want a new construction, I always throw a new construction in. And I would say 9 times out of 10, they buy the new construction.
Yeah. And it all depends on what their time frame is.
Right. Of course.
I never thought about building, like before I moved down here, I never thought about building my own house.
Yes.
I didn't understand what it what it entailed. Having a builder, do it yourself. So we came down here March 13th. By March 31st, it was all framed up and already ready to go. Of course, this was before COVID times. So so it was much quicker before then. But just being able to see the people's faces when I'm like, all right, you're coming down here, you're looking for rent because you don't know what the area is like, and just being able to walk them through and introduce them to all the new builders and all the new builder agents. Just being able to walk them through the whole steps of, you can do this. You don't have to pay, here, you're going anywhere between $2,200 to $4,000 a month based on where our area is on rent. If you have the credit, if you have the ability, you have first-time home buyers assistance, you have, Palmetto Herald's payment assistance. Instead of you having to wait to save up to $10,000, we have programs out here that are able to help you get to that American dream and paying for your house instead of paying for somebody else's mortgage.
I love it. So really through your business sense, you are also educating your buyers that are coming from other parts of the country and telling them, do not waste your money on rent. If you can afford, if you qualify, buy a house. If you don't like it in 2 years, you can either rent it because it's so hot, the market, or you can sell it and move on. Exactly. Right. So it's not going down. So the prices are not going down. So this big community that you guys are in, is there a lot of amenities, and is there like a yearly HOA fee, a monthly HOA fee? Just kind of go from there, because that's always a big thing that people don't think about when they come to the South.
Correct.
Because in the North, it's not really as prevalent as it is in the South. So I'd love to tell our viewers a little bit about what kind of amenities you have there and what are the costs involved.
Yeah, definitely. So it depends on a lot of the different subsections or the subdivisions. In my subdivision of Cane Bay, each subsection has their own amenities, whether it's the pool, pickleball court, the amenities center that you can, rent out for birthdays, pool parties. We have playgrounds, we have dog parks, we have obviously golf cart paths, walking paths. We also in Cane Bay, we also have the largest YMCA in the Southeast. So, that's not part of the HOA fees. So some subsections have 2 HOA fees, some have 3. We are part of a lake center. So like, for example, I live in Meridian Lakes of Cane Bay. So I paid 3 HOA fees, but 2 in 1. So like, I pay the Cane Bay HOA fee, which is about $125 a year. And then I pay the Meridian HOA fee, which is about $900 a year. And the Lakes of Cane Bay. So only the subsections that are part of the Lakes of Cane Bay, that's another 120.
Which isn't really that bad, because you think about all the amenities you're getting, like here too as well. We have you have a subdivision. It's going to be about around $900 to $1,000 a year, but you have a pool and tennis courts and pickleball courts and playgrounds. So you have everything that you have.
Correct.
And that's what you find in our area too, in Atlanta as well, is in the suburbs of that kind of stuff. So, but it doesn't seem like it's over the top expensive.
It's not at all. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to live in an HOA. I don't want people to tell me what to do.
Don't you love that when your clients, I have so many people, they go, I don't want to live in an HOA. And I said, okay, that's going to make your little area very small, very.
A lot of people don't understand, like, you come to Charleston, about 70% of the homes are in HOAs. And it's to protect your investment. It's to protect your appreciation from keep on going up. You don't want to be in a non-HOA. Well, you may. People that don't want to be in a that want to be in a non-HOA has 5 cars or 6 cars or working on cars in their driveway. They want to have their RVs parked in their driveway. They want to have boats parked. So, if that's what you have, all that, that's great. But a HOA may not work for you just because of the the space. You may have a long driveway, but you are only able to fit 4, 5, 6 cars max. Some people have the driveway part of the sidewalk, so they have a longer driveway. But the people that don't, you can only fit maybe at max 4 cars in it. So
And do
then
you want to look at cars when you're driving through your neighborhood? Not really.
exactly, you don't
So
want to
that's
have
what an
cars
HOA,
parked
I
in.
tell people an HOA, do you want your neighbor to have their house painted pink or purple?
Exactly. You
No.
want the grass in your neighborhood's house growing. You want, broken windows. You want mold all over the side of the house. You want parties till who knows what time at night.
Right.
This is what the HOAs are here for, in order to make your investment stay appreciating. Because
Okay.
in Charleston, we have the highest appreciation in most of the U.S. A lot of our houses are appreciating anywhere between 7 and 10% a year.
Yeah, that's very, very common for the Atlanta area too, as well, for the last 30 years.
Mhm.
So I can definitely see that as a comparison. So let's talk about property taxes. What's like if you buy a $500,000 house, what is your property tax going to be approximately?
So so if you're a primary resident, it's 4% property tax. It's based on the mills rate. So if you're
Okay.
looking at my home, say my home is worth $520,000,
Mhm.
my property tax is anywhere between 1,800 to 1,900. And as appreciation in the tax appraisal price of the house goes up, that goes up just a little bit. If it's an investment home or business,
Lot.
it's 6%.
It's a
So
lot. I have investment properties in South Carolina, in Greenville,
uh-huh,
South Carolina, and the
the
property
huge
taxes blow my
difference.
mind. They really
Yeah,
love to. So that's another thing that you have to educate your investors on,
investors. Yep.
that your property taxes are going to be a lot more.
Yeah. If I
Like
was
you
to
got like
rent
a
my
three
house
hundred
out,
thousand, exactly. You have like a $300,000 house. Your property taxes are going to be about 5,000,
yeah.
depending on like where you are. And every county is different too, so you have to like look
Mhm.
at the counties too as well. So
Yeah, I live in Berkeley County. Charleston County is actually the lowest um, paying property tax in South Carolina. I actually thought I thought Charleston was the highest, but Charleston has the county tax, but they also have the city tax as
of
well. So
course,
that's why Charleston is the lowest.
yes. Okay, so let's talk about if someone's coming to your area, what are the biggest challenges besides we talked about the HOA. I think we talked about that, but if
Mhm.
someone's moving from another part of the country, what challenges or things that surprise them when they come here to the area?
A lot of things that people say is people are so nice, so I mean, it's crazy. We have a lot of people coming from Michigan. We have a lot of people coming from New York and Jersey. They're not used to people saying hi to them. They're like, "Oh, I didn't expect this person to hold the door for me. I didn't expect to, get a life lesson in regards to where this person came from." And I was just sitting there waiting in line at the grocery store. Um, so Charleston is a melting pot of people from everywhere, not only because of military, but just because people are want to
Sure.
relocate here. Um, having during the winter, people aren't used to having all 4 seasons in one day. I'm not sure if you ever heard
That's
that
definitely a
before, but
challenge. Yes, but that's so true because like we're very close to each other. We're 5 hours away, and
yeah,
we had the same challenge where it could be 20 degrees in the morning and 70 degrees in the afternoon, and you're like,
exactly.
where the heck did that
Yeah.
go? But it's just
Um,
dress in layers.
yeah. I mean, challenges, honestly, I mean, I guess living in the HOA community, if you haven't before,
Yes.
just having a growing family, having kids going to high school, getting their cars and everything, and having somebody telling you what to do, getting fines or getting warnings in regards to having your trash out
Right.
past the trash day. Um,
I mean, that's good challenges. What are the draws? Why are people moving to your area?
just trading snow for palm trees and beaches,
There you
just being
go.
able to be, just being right here. I'm 30 minutes to the airport. I'm 45 minutes to downtown Charleston, 50 minutes to all the beaches. And then if you're not, a salty person, you want to go to the lakes, then we're 45 minutes from Lake Moultrie. And, we can go to Greenville, we can go to Spartanburg, Columbia. Within, 4 to 5 hours, you can be in Jacksonville, Florida. You can be in Savannah. You can be in Hilton Head. You can be in almost Miami. I mean, you can be anywhere within.
Yeah, so true. It's a very good location. And like you said, airport wise, you can go anywhere in the world from there. It's just a great area. So what industries are driving the economy in the Charleston area?
Definitely military. Obviously, I already talked about that. We have the Joint Air Force and the Army base. We have the Navy Nuclear School here. So,
wow.
And then we have Amazon Distribution Center down here. We have BMW up in the Spartanburg and Columbia area. The port itself, that's where a lot of things are getting shipped to Charleston. What else?
As well as tourism. I mean, you have people are coming to Charleston all the time,
all year round.
It's such a European city. It looks like a European city. So it does attract a lot of Europeans will come there because they want to feel at home if they live in the States.
Correct.
So I'm married to a European. So it was we were going to get married in Savannah or Charleston, both are very European cities. So we picked Savannah, but Charleston is just another one that we just really do like as well. So it's a great area, which goes into my next question. Let's talk about culture, sports, museums, music, restaurants. What do you got there?
I mean, everything. I mean, going from USC, University of South Carolina, to Clemson, to the Citadel, College of Charleston. I always tend to be Switzerland when it comes to, all right, are you a Clemson Tiger fan or are you a Gamecocks? I'm just like, whatever my son and my daughter goes to. Until then, I'm not picking. My team is the New England Patriots, and I'm sticking to that.
There you go. Well, that's how you were brought up, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's true because, it's not like you have a football team there, so you have to root for your old team there. But,
right. Well, exactly.
So, what I really love about the Charleston area is all the fresh fish, all the great restaurants, and that area where everything's on the water. It's just
everything. Yeah.
It's really
rooftops, all that.
It's really nice to, I try to, every time I talk to someone, envision myself walking through your city, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think you've described it so well of just like what you see, the golf carts and the fun and this and that. And there's lots of parks, there's lots of outdoor stuff, which into my next question, what are some of the most popular activities that people do in your area?
Going downtown Charleston, going to the African American Museum, going to see, the people on the street, whether they're creating palmetto flowers, they're just the art itself, going and looking at all the history in Charleston, the carriage rides, the ghost tours, food, the history, going down to the market, going to East Bay, the waterfront park, riverfront park, going to see the Pineapple Fountain, just seeing the growth of, one of the largest, smallest cities in the U.S. that are, one of the originals. It's just everyone is here. You see it's so diverse. And that's like, I never thought I would move down to the South. And when I came down here, I was like, this is where I was meant to be.
No, it's great. I mean, I'm from New York and I came to the South. So I'm the same thing. I understand where you're coming from. Now, sports, so I'm sure there's tons of golf, there's tons of pickleball, there's tons of tennis. What other fun, and then you have all the water sports and
I
the
was
beach.
just about to say,
So
you
what's one
already
of your
covered.
favorite water sports?
So not really water sport, but going to the Patriots Point in Mount Pleasant. I am
Okay.
part of the Freedom Boat Club. So instead of me buying a boat, and I have no business buying a boat and all that. I don't have the money like that, even though that people say that realtors do. I am part of, so I pay monthly, $400 a month with Freedom Boat Club, and me and my family or friends or whenever realtors come and visit, I'm like, we're going out on a boat. You want to see Charleston? We're gonna you saw
I'm
flying
coming
over.
down next week. Okay. No, I'm
Let's
just kidding.
go. Let's go.
Let's go.
No,
Let's go.
really, like literally, like I try to get on the boat as much as possible. I started last year in July, and we probably went out maybe 5 times, and then my family went up to Vermont to visit family, and I took realtors, referral partners that was down in Charleston. I've took family, friends, and I just try to get on the water as much as possible. You
Nice.
know, get them on the water, go, I take them to Folly Beach, I take them to up to IOP. It's just being on the water soothes me. Going up to a rooftop bar, having an espresso martini, or, having fried shrimp, coconut shrimp,
Mhm.
pulled pork, pulled
Okay,
chicken,
you're making me really
nachos.
hungry right now
I mean, Charleston
because
has it
it's just
all.
they have it. They have it all. No, I mean Charleston's one of my
Yes.
favorite little cities in the
Yeah.
South.
I
Um,
bring everybody to Shem Creek no matter what.
yes, I mean that's just a place you go to, and it's just amazing.
Mhm.
So we talked about the climate. So just tell a little bit about the climate. You see the four seasons, and you might see them all in the day. How are
Mhm.
your winters?
The winter's pretty good. I mean, like I said, as long as you're in the house before that sun goes down, I mean, we can get as cold as 30 to 20 degrees. And
Right,
like I said, it's like that from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then, like I said, 6 a.m. it's 65 degrees, 10 a.m. it's 70, and then, you know,
right.
70s, mild 70s during the winter,
Mhm.
anywhere between December to February, and then it'll start warming up again.
Nice. Yeah. So let's talk about traffic and commuting. Or do a lot of people commute to Charleston from your area?
A lot of people, just just military. Um,
Mhm.
there's not a lot of people that have to work in Charleston, so more they're in either work from home, or a lot of. I realize a lot of people down here do homeschooling. Um,
Yes. Okay.
whether it's the wife or the husband, you can't assume that it's just the wife doing the homeschooling. But so
Right.
us husbands, we do homeschooling. I did as well. After COVID, and my wife went through cancer when we first got down here, so we was like, all right, the kid's not going to school, but we're all healthy and everything right now. So, but I don't think that there's many people that go down to Charleston much. Even during the weekend, I try to get people to go down to Charleston. They're like, "Oh, you want to go to Charleston? Let's just go downtown Summerville." And I'm just like,
Yes.
"I don't want
Okay.
to go downtown.
But that's
I want
good.
to
I
go
mean,
eat."
that's good. So,
Yeah.
so we know the overall vibes of your area. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like just laid back,
Yeah.
hanging out, having fun, just connecting with people, getting to know people.
Mhm.
And I have a good question for you that I always
What's
ask
up?
people. And that is, I'd like to know a little bit more about you, of places that you've traveled to that you really want to tell our viewers, or something on your bucket list, or both.
Yeah, definitely. So I actually just got back from Barbados, in the
Nice.
West Indies. It's actually the sister city of Charleston. I don't think a lot of people know that. So
Oh, well, I learned something new too. Oh, look at
there
that.
you go. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go look at the single homes in Charleston, in downtown Charleston, you have
Mhm.
the vibrant pastel colors that actually came from Barbados.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just there for 4 days. Actually, they're doing a festival this week. Is it this week or next week? It's one of these weeks, but Barbados is coming to Charleston. So
Oh,
we're
nice.
gonna have bands and concerts on the riverfront, and let's see what else. I love to travel, cruises, just being able to go on
On a ship?
islands and, just being able to go places, not just one place. And of course, all inclusive. I've been to Spain. I've been to England. I've been to, I mean, I used to do it all. Now my wife and kids, they don't even like cruises like that. So I'm like, I need to go on a cruise with somebody.
By myself. I'm going on a cruise by myself.
Yeah,
Well, I
actually,
think when you live in paradise, because you kind of live in paradise,
exactly.
it's like, well, why do I want to do that when I
Yeah.
stay at home
So,
and be with my friends? And they're
right.
at the age, that age, they want to be with their friends.
Exactly. And now that my kids are in sports, like my daughter, she competes in gymnastics at a high level, and we don't have time to go anywhere for sports. I mean, for vacation, because
The sports take over.
my
But that'll change. You go through different parts of your life.
We'll see when.
That's
We'll
the
see
part
when.
you're in right now. So there you go.
Yeah.
It'll
So
all change like that.
Yeah, so we just use her gymnastics meets. Like, we went to Vegas last January. We're going to Savannah this year. We're going to Irving, Texas this year. So instead of me going to family reunion and mega camp, I have to go to gymnastics meets.
Gymnastics. Well, that's you're just being a good dad, which is
Yeah.
So what I see about you is that you have the business, education, you have being an athlete, which makes you so disciplined.
Definitely.
Psychology major. Oh my gosh, that is real estate to a T. And you can educate all of your clients and you could guide them in the right direction of purchasing and building wealth. And I think it's really important that I'm the same way. I love to help my clients build wealth, right?
Yeah.
And it's, especially in your area, it's good. And then you're able to tell them what's the good and the bad and the ugly about purchasing properties like this and what you're going to pay. And you can connect them to property managers and do all that kind of stuff so that they can have an income coming in every month and build wealth for their family. So that's what we really like. All right. So I have another question for you. And this question is, we all have these amazing clients that we work with. Tell me about one of the clients you worked with and why it kind of tugged your heart.
Yeah. So one of my last clients, not this year, not this past month, but back in June, I was referred to a client from one of my my MAPS coaches. Her brother, he was buying his first home, actually up in the Columbia Spartanburg area. And just being able to help him and, literally start from scratch. Even though that his sister is an agent, I literally took him on as my little brother and was like, all right, this is where you want to be. Even though that he had experience and had time living here in the Awandal area, in Charleston, he wanted to be more up closer to the mountains, because that's what he does. He's a firefighter. He's like one of the forest fire rangers.
Oh, wow.
And so he wanted to be up in the Greenville area. So instead of passing him to, one of our referral partners, I actually just did it myself, just because it was, my coach's brother, and I wanted to make sure that, he was taken care of, and, I can, still get in contact with him, and if he needs anything, he'll reach out to me, and so forth. So just being able to do that and having that trust in helping her brother out, and just going from him not thinking that he would be able to afford a home to showing him the difference between how much he's paying for rent versus how much, if he has the money to put down that he's saved all these years, to put towards, wealth and having an investment property, or having a property itself, and then having people that he'll be able to rent the rooms out to and house hack.
Right.
It's just, there's
I
so
love
many.
it. You said house hack. I love it because I know
Yeah.
that you really like working with
Oh yeah,
investors when you
definitely.
say house
Yeah.
hack because people don't even know
Um,
what that is or whatever. So, what
yeah.
is a house hack? Let's tell our viewers if they don't
Yeah,
know.
definitely. So house hacking is, say for example, you had a say a daughter or son going into college, and then that college allows them to live off campus or somewhere close to campus, and you wanted to buy a house rather than you know paying say $2,200 a month for rent for your one for your son or your daughter.
Mhm.
Buy a house if you have the means, and have them rent out rooms to their closest friends or teammates that they can trust, obviously, and that they're
Right.
not going to be going
Problems.
crazy. Yeah, so that way your son or daughter can have a room, have the master bedroom, or have just space that they'll be able to be comfortable in going in and out whenever they like, or they can go out party together, they can go out watch each other's backs, and you're building equity, you're building appreciation, and when your daughter or son is out of school, you'd be able to sell that or rent that out to the next people, and so forth. So just being able to build that generational wealth, there's so many different types of ways that you can do that.
Yes. Okay. So, Ricky, this has been so much fun. I have just one more thing. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to tell our viewers?
Just you have realtors here that care for you, that care for each other. Being in a referral network, you never want to go to an agent. You'll never have the chance to go to an agent and not be able to be referred to somebody that they don't trust. I'm not going to send my information or send my referrals to Joe Bob that is in North Carolina just because they're with a certain brokerage. I'm going to send them to you because I trust that they're going to treat my clients and my referrals just as much as I'm going to treat them if they were mine. So just being able to have like-minded people and realtors that you can trust in, to send you to wherever you need, whether it's in Boston, whether it's in Texas, California. We have, been cut from the same cloth in regards to the training, the ability of building those relationships around and being able to get you in contact with the people that you need in order to see
Mhm.
success. That's what we're here for, and that's what we're trying to build in the community that we talk to each other every day. We're
Yes.
getting on the 7:30, 8 o'clock calls. We are here training each other and making sure that we're keeping each other accountable.
Yes. And that's what I love. And that's why I started this whole series of Inside the World of Real Estate, because people don't really know that I want like-minded people like myself
Hmm.
that are going to treat their clients like they're their family
Yep.
and take care of them. And it's
Yeah.
not a transaction, it's a relationship for your life.
And people feel
So
that.
they do. They feel the love and they feel everything. So that's why like I said, um, everybody has a real estate license, right?
Yep.
And
Exactly.
but who really cares and who really it's all about finding what's best for you in your life at that time. So
Hmm.
so I love
Yeah.
it. Well, thank you, Ricky, so much for being on our call today.
Thanks for having me.
I really loved learning about your area, and just envisioned myself being in Charleston, walking around, driving my golf cart,
Yeah,
having a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you so much, and
of
you have a
course.
great day.
And
Thanks,
thank you, you
everybody.
too. Peace
Bye-bye.
out.